What's going on? My name is Gowe, I'm gifted on Westies. I am a hip-hop MC from Seattle, Washington. When I was 18, there was an event that kind of changed my life a lot. And I remember one time, it was a little bit after I accepted Christ, there was going to be this retreat in Canada. So before I could get into Canada with a Washington State ID, now I needed a passport, and I don't keep any of those things because at the time, anytime we traveled anywhere, my mom would take care of it, So I reached out to her. And I remember one time I asked her, I was like, Mom, I need my passport, to go to Canada. And I remember she had this really long pause, and it was kind of weird, and I could sense that she was hiding something from me. She started kind of stuttering a little bit, and she eventually told me, oh, I lost it, or something really ludicrous that I didn't believe. And so I was kind of like, Mom, I know you've been hiding something from me for the longest time, and I don't understand why you do this. I'm turning 18, and I think it's about time that I know what's going on. So I kind of blew up on her on the phone, and I was like, hey, I don't know what you're trying to hide from me, but I'm 18, and I think I deserve to know whatever it is. And I remember she kind of broke down on the phone, and she called me back, and she talked to my grandmother, and my grandmother was like, yeah, I think it's time to tell him. Pretty much what she told me when I got back on the phone was she told me that she wasn't really my mom, and hearing that was kind of weird for me because I almost felt like it was like a twisted joke or something, because you don't think about stuff like that. That time for me was a lot about self-discovery and a lot about finding out who I was as a person, and I truly believe it's the grace of God that gave me that sense of peace, comfort, and care for my biological mother. And I think for me, imagining a woman going through something like that has a lot of internal scars, not just on a future spouse level, but will anyone accept me? Or am I too messed up to be saved? And I think all those things combined, it just gave me an overwhelming sense of just sympathy and the want and the need to forgive, and just God's grace just heightened in a real life situation for me. I think more so than what ethnicity I feel, I identify myself as a follower of Christ. And yeah, I'd be lying if I told you I didn't still deal with some acceptance issues. But at the end of the day, man, when push comes to shove, when I'm at my breaking point, the core of it all, the foundation of it all, is Jesus Christ. And I know for a fact that will never change, So I can deal with my insecurities, or I can deal with my weaknesses, and those are always going to change. I'm always going to deal with them. But there's always going to be one constant thing that won't change, and that's Christ being there. And that's the most comforting feeling for me. At the end of the day, I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what background you come from. Every human being wants to be loved. Every human being wants to have people that are there for them, that care about them, and it just hurts that a lot of people are finding it in the wrong places. I think the biggest thing that I would say to encourage others is there's a whole world out there of people that are hurting viciously, and they've never had the opportunity to hear about Christ. And I really feel that when we understand that we're no different from them in terms of our sinful nature and who we are, there's really not that much difference between us and them.
Gowe, gifted on Westies. This song is dedicated to a very special woman who had me at the tender age of 18. I've never had the chance to see you. This is dedicated to you. Thank you. This is her story. Check it out.
I wonder if there's a smile on your face. Sometimes I miss you and long for your embrace. I never could thank you enough for holding on, dear mama, mama, mama. Forever I hold you in my heart.
So she wonders asked what happened to her son next. Is her clothes on his back, food on his plate? What's the context? The recollection of the day replays in her mindset, and the ways that she would try but just never could forget.